to get better as well, because this transformed my life, not just physically, but I know how I was feeling like mentally. How I was feeling like when I'm around people, when I just like forget things a lot and my brain became like really sharp and I can express myself. Usually before I wouldn't even be able to do this, but it's taught me more. It's taught me confidence. It's taught me like I can be a 1% of the 100. I can stand out from the crowd and say this is the way to go. Because I was telling a friend like in the next couple of years you realize like why this diet is key to humanity, is the proper way to live, the proper way to eat, because you get everything you need from red meat in itself.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Carnivore Revolution. I'm your host, Victoria Olson. Your other host is Mark Ennis, and our guest today is Joel Adedeji, who is also known as That Carnivore Man. And we're here to hear all about him, and we're very happy to welcome you to the show, Joel. Hello.
Thank you very much, Victoria and Coach Mark, for having me on your lovely program. It's
It's
a
our
No problem,
privilege.
pleasure.
Joel. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it's
a
our
privilege
pleasure.
to be on this lovely show.
So go ahead, tell us about yourself. How did you come to carnivore?
Well, before Carnivore, I'm this guy that don't really care about nothing. When it comes to like, I had a very bad relationship with like food. I would eat anything, I would drink anything. At a point in my life, I was even smoking anything. So like I was just living life basically. I didn't give like a damn about the repercussion of like anything I do. I just thought I was just living. But it come to a point in time where like this lifestyle started catching up on me. I would find myself in a situation where I forget things a whole lot. You coming It was becoming embarrassing. Like I could be telling a story and I just forget probably what I'm doing. My mind was really clouded, you know, because I would eat anything. I was beginning to get overweight, and I didn't even realize I was getting overweight. The anxiety was creeping in. At the point I felt like I couldn't do a whole lot because I began to get even depressed. I feel like I'm supposed to have achieved a whole lot in life, but so many things be dragging me down. But I was just like being conscious about, it just got done on me like I couldn't continue like this because I had failed on some things that I put my mind towards, and I'm wondering what could be the problem. So like I was just doing my research, and it just got done on me that I need to like take my life into my hands. And that was when I just thought, well, I think the first step is to just stop this unhealthy lifestyle, where I would probably be drinking and eating how I wanted to eat or anything. So I was doing my research and I found out like it could be that my brain is actually inflamed. That's why I get to like starting to
Hmm.
forget things a lot. Like I could be reading something or saying something, then I'll just be like, man, I can't even remember the things I'm talking about anymore. Then I felt it wasn't normal because it was becoming embarrassing. So for me, I just thought like, what can I do? Like, then it was just me reading and just doing research and probably like starting to live healthy because I would sleep, I would embarrass myself by snoring, and it was even the snoring part that led me to like knowing that like my diet could be a problem as well. So in digging, I started like to cut out like a few things. Then I just started to like want to eat healthy, but I wasn't doing it the right way. You know, my healthy living would still be like maybe doing carbohydrates, maybe in smaller portion and all of those things. But the problem still stayed. So I was just like, well, what can I do? Then I was reading online, like, how can I always remember stuff because I forget things a lot. Then I stumbled on what is called mental clarity, and how I could get rid of it could be brain fog, and probably like my brain could be inflamed. And that's when I studied like that is a diet that can give you mental clarity and get rid of your brain fog. Then I'm like, why would a way of eating actually make me stop forgetting things? It's not even possible at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just tried, like, okay, let me give this a shot. Let me see how this thing goes. But it wasn't something that was easy because for me, that was coming from a place where I would enjoy like processed food and junks and stuff like that. But out of curiosity, I just told myself, like, I'm going to give this a shot. I spoke to people around me and I told them if they've heard about like the carnivore diet and how it could get. They said there's no way like you eating just red meat could actually make you feel better and start to make you think clearly. I'm like, you never know because I go on YouTube. I started to watch videos and it was fascinating to see people giving different testimonies. It wasn't just about what I was dealing with in terms of me forgetting stuff or my mind being clouded or my brain being clouded. And, I just feel like I have a lot on my head and I can't even place it to something. I can't attach it or tie it down to like a particular thing. It just felt like inflammation in the brain, like you just have a lot on your head and you can't even place it somewhere. Then I started to watch a lot of videos where they were saying like my mind got clear, like I got mental clarity, the brain fog lifted, and blah 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 blah. Like, and it wasn't about that alone. I started to see like it's how people get rid of arthritis. People be saying I've got like rid of my joint pain and all of this. So it doesn't revolve around just what I was going through. It revolved around so many other things, and I'm like, could this be real? Like I'm gonna be eating just red meat, and I start thinking clearly. I start sleeping better. Then I told myself, I'm going to document this process. It was just like a calling to say, okay. Then I started like, you know what you do? You need to like put yourself out there. Then I started like saying, I'm going to document this and go 30 days on this journey. Then I came up with a name like, since I want to hold myself accountable, I want to be able to like see if this thing works or not. Then I said two things. If it doesn't work, I'm going to like bullshit the diet in these videos. Like I'm gonna really say this is because I was documenting every day. I wasn't posting them, but I was just recording them and just to see how I wanted to feel. So like in the process, I had like people that were around me that were overweight, and I'm like, I have got an idea. I've got a solution to some of your problems. Can we go 30 days on this? I have like my own personal problem. But you know what? Let's create like a group and let's hold ourselves accountable for 30 days. Because I was doing a lot of reading and I would like watch a lot of videos about the diet. So I got this conviction that like some videos I watch, I would see like 1,000 comments. 80% of the comments are positive, but you just see like some people being cheeky about the diet. I'm like, 1,001 people cannot be lying about this thing. So like, okay, let's challenge ourselves. And I got some people that were very close to me and say, let's just create this thing. We can motivate ourselves to do this. Then we went on the challenge. It was just meat only for 30 days. But some of the
Mm-hmm.
other times I'm gonna include like probably fish, but I was doing majorly red meat and lamb. I was keeping it clean. And for like the for 1 7 day, I started to like it felt like the 7th day I felt lighter. It's more like a miracle. I felt like something changed upstairs, like I felt like a load was lifted off my brain. Then started seeing myself like very smarter, like, like even people that were on the challenge with me, I started to see myself like somebody that could be a coach. And the energy just came and the motivation came, and we were locked in. I had like 6 people that were locked in with me because I had created a community on WhatsApp. So I would post, like people would post their mail and everything. So it was really, really encouraging. Like in the morning, I'm going to post my meal. So I was basically doing 2 meal a day. Then I realized that some of the days that most of us wouldn't even post our food, like they will tell you they were not hungry, and that's why they've not posted food today.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll tell you like what they had last night. They don't feel hungry. Then I'm like, what's going on? Things started to shift. I started to like see a different me, and this lifestyle, like, it just taught me like I could be disciplined myself. And I became a source of motivation in the first 1 week to like people that have known me, people that like normally on my timeline, they're gonna see me posting like maybe somewhere having like maybe Chinese or anything. All of a sudden I started to like post something different. I started to like show them what I was eating. People like would backlash me, telling me like I'm gonna have like colon cancer, I'm gonna have this. But we that we were in the group were sharing testimonies already. Like a lady in the group used to say she used to have bleeding gums, like it stopped in like 5 days. And I started to think about it
Wow.
like this is not even me coming from a place where I was feeling anxious, I was feeling depressed, I was having brain fog. Like this is not a place from me saying I want to shed weight. Somebody's coming from another angle of saying bleeding gums is stopped. Like it was different from what I thought. She said, like normally when she's brushing her teeth, like her gum bleeds. Then in the 7th day, like it stopped. Then I'm starting to tell myself there is something more to this thing. Then we went on. Then I was on the big side and I started to like every day, like I was shedding weight, 2 kg was dropping like it was easy, like it was so easy to drop weight,
Mm-hmm.
but the most important thing for me, like that was very surprising was the way I started to feel mentally. Like I tell people that weight loss is like 1% of what this diet has done to me. Like because maybe because I got rid of like the junks, the chemicals in food, maybe those were those things that inflamed my brain. But like in 2 weeks, I started to feel like different. Like I started to remember the things that I had forgotten like years back. Like those things started to like pop up in my brain. I started to feel lighter mentally. My brain got sharper. I got sharper. I got leaner. Like I got confidence. Like I got confidence because I knew something that works. It might not align to the normal, so it might not align to what the society wants, but this actually works. And after the 3rd week, I said, man, I'm locked in. Like, because it became for me, like, it became very simple. I don't stress about what am I going to eat. I just know, like, it's just red meat, animal food. I go to the kitchen, it doesn't even take me time. That alone, like, got me locked in. Like, so I could just eat meat and I'll be satiated for long. I'm going to feel better. Like, my energy increased. Like I started going to the gym and I started to lift the things I couldn't lift. Like I got strength. I got strength. I got energy. Like people that were locked in with me started to give like different. It wasn't just me. Like people that were doing it together started to give different testimony. Like weight loss, mental clarity, even the way they were feeling too was different. It became like stronger as well. They eat only one time in a day. And it's taught me like how I could stay without food and still live healthy. So many things that this has done to me. And I said, man, I'm that carnivore man for real. Don't worry, I'm locked in, and I
Mm,
can help people to get better as well because this transformed my life, not just physically, but I know how I was feeling like mentally, how I was feeling like when I'm around people, when I just like forget things a lot and my brain became like really sharp and I can express myself. Usually before I wouldn't even be able to do this, but it's taught me more. It's taught me confidence. It's taught me like I can be a 1% of the 100. I can stand out from the crowd and say this is the way to go. Because I was telling a friend like in the next couple of years you realize like why this diet is key to humanity. Is the proper way to live, the proper way to eat, because you get everything you need from red meat in itself.
mm,
Everything you need to like make you thrive, to make you to make you feel better, to make you feel your best, isn't just eating meat. How crazy, but it's true.
mm.
So yeah,
And
that's
like,
it.
how can you possibly like we say this all the time? Like when we hear your story, like your story is incredible, Joel. Like how can you argue against this? Like how?
True.
How can you turn around and say that this is just a fad? This is
Well,
gonna weird. This is
for
gonna
me,
weird
like
out.
like I said, I have like a history of where like people that know me know like my lifestyle. They know like I have like pictures and videos where I'll be in the club, I'll be drinking, and I'll do a whole lot. Most of the time, I try to like incorporate those videos into like my own video to tell you like for me to be like this. I've been there, I've done that. Like I've
Mm,
lived this life.
mm,
I've had junks, I've had rubbish, I've drank. So I've been there, done that. So for me to tell you like this is the proper way to eat, it means there's actually a shift.
mm,
That's why most of the time, like I even if I have people that do this, I say, okay, come and give your testimony. Come and tell people what you experience on this diet. And I try to tell people like you don't even have to stick to like carnivore for the rest of your life.
mm,
This is an healing tool. This is what you can actually there's no harm in trial. I just give it a leap of faith to
mm.
say I want to do this. I want to change the way I live. But
Can we just touch on that? When did you reach the lowest point when you
man,
felt
I
like,
couldn't take
okay,
it
that's
was it
when I
was
need to do something?
yeah, it was April this year.
Okay.
Like it was around March. Although like it wasn't that I was really that bad like with stuffs, but you see yourself in the mirror and you can only tell yourself the truth.
Mm,
Like what takes me like I'm this kind of person that needs to like read before I can grab something. It wasn't like I was doing bad academically, but it would take me like a lot to grasp, like, but I know like I can do better than this. I know like I can live better like this. The thing is most people know the truth. They know that sugar is bad for them. Everybody knows that this sugar is bad for me. They know like this lifestyle isn't good, but they haven't just gotten to that breaking point where they have to just take life into their hands or they take their life into their hands. They get to Most people take life into their hands probably when they get very sick.
mm,
But I told myself if I continue to live like this, live this lifestyle, I could, it could get worse than this.
mm,
Like I don't want to see myself like being depressed where I have to be on. Most people, you see them outside and you feel like everything is fine with them, but they have a mental battle upstairs that they are dealing with. You could see them in a fancy car, you could see them dressed well, but they have demons that they are fighting in
mm,
their head.
mm,
But most people cannot relate this to like it could be the way I've been feeding myself. It could be better if I start like because the mental stress comes in with like when you start feeling like sick, when
mm,
you start feeling low of yourself, that's when
mm,
anxiety comes, that's when
mm,
depression comes, when you can't meet your goals, when you can't meet like your potential, that's when depression comes in. You have like you have so many goals you want to achieve, but you can't get there. Depression or anxiety doesn't comes from like, but it doesn't come from like everything being perfect. It just comes from like sicknesses and the way you be
mm,
feeling. But
Yeah.
you're stripping it back to say, okay, because the red meat in itself, because it's got like so many nourishing components that helps you fuel your brain. That's what people don't realize that if I eat like this, I've got so many minerals, so many vitamins that can help me develop my brain.
mm,
That makes you start to think clearly.
mm,
It's just like internally, but we've got the brain too. Just like the type 3 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes would be like from like maybe internally, yet not
mm,
upstairs. But when
mm,
Alzheimer's comes in, it's the diabetes of the brain. But when you
mm,
get rid of those things, you don't have those diseases.
mm,
So imagine when you start feeling like this, or you've got like sugar that reduces your mental capacity, or that is making you sick. You don't even know this because it
Yeah.
starts like it's more like poison
Hmm.
from,
Exactly.
it's just slowly and gradually you start feeling very weak. You get out high and you go down low again.
Mm,
It inflames your brain. And when
What
you get inflammation of the brain, that's what happens to you.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
what was it hard for you to make the transition to meat? How did you feel when you were doing it? Did you resist it a lot, or did you just go all in gung ho?
I didn't, to be honest, I didn't go all in. I didn't go all in. That's why I tell people this is not a sprint, it's a
mm,
marathon. I didn't
mm,
go all in. But how I started was to be very conscious of things to remove. I would started like I wouldn't eat rice. I would start with probably I went in with going with I just cut off rice completely. That's how I started. I cut off rice first, but I would do like Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes. I would do avocado. I would do blueberries and stuff like that. Like it was easy for me to go in that way. Then all of a sudden, but I wasn't getting those things. I wasn't getting that result. I just felt this wasn't carnivore
mm,
because I had read like about carnivore diet. I just felt like this wasn't carnivore. I need to like it needs to be proper carnivore, but I didn't go in all at once. So I started to take the avocados out. I started to take the sweet potatoes out. Then it would be like meats and probably like berries or something just to make it easier. Then all of a sudden, like when I got like people that had spoken about this diet and just try to convince them about it, because if you are from a place where like people like I'm coming from a place where I have like an influence on a few people as regards like how I used to live. So it's more like they like this lifestyle. I'm coming to say, let's do this. Like for this guy to say, let's do this, let's do it for real. Like let's see how it goes. And the way I went about it was I went about it all in. I didn't even know I was gonna start doing content around it, but I just wanted to show people around me what this lifestyle is about and what we're gonna get like results from it. So it was just gonna be me, like every day I would design like the motivational quotes for day one, just to encourage people around. So day one we're going all in. Discipline is it happens to so it was more like we were going all in, not from the perspective of we just wanted to eat meat. It was from the perspective that like I could be like this before, and all of a sudden I just switch it to like locking in to a different lifestyle. So every day would be a different quote talking about discipline, talking about motivation, talking about like how you can become your best self. So I would share those posts and I would share my first meal of the day. So it was more like people that knew me was what they were looking at me like, what's this guy up to? Day two again, I'm gonna share another quote. I'm gonna share my meal. And on the 20th day, like they saw the difference from my video. I was already looking leaner. I was already getting more fluent about how I could express myself. The confidence started to come again. Then the results gave me the bragging right to be able to be proud of like this movement, to be able to say there is this lifestyle that you can get on and thrive. Like you can be healthy as much as possible because cutting out sugar, cutting out carbs, cutting out like everything that doesn't have to do with you. We all know that this thing breaks down, but people still argue it. They still like find a way to defend like, but we are living proofs to this lifestyle. My life is like a testimony to this.
mm,
So every day I try to like show people that you can be this and you can be that. You can take charge of your health. You can take charge of your life. You
mm,
can be the best version of yourself. When you're healthy, you can achieve anything.
mhm.
So that's it.
Yeah, and you're 100% correct because I want to go back on what you said about the mind and how you feed yourself. You feel a little bit better. Like when you think about it, and I just don't understand why people don't understand this. Your brain is made of fats. Your brain needs cholesterol. So when people go on about this rubbish saying that your brain needs glucose. It's like, yes, your brain needs glucose. Your body can produce glucose through gluconeogenesis, but we don't need to get this from external carbohydrates.
Hmm.
And like you said, Joel, a lot of people will deny it. They'll be like, no, hang on a second. We can still fit carbohydrates in. Yes, you can because you're addicted to them. That's the reason why
Yeah.
you're fully addicted.
You
It's like
see,
if it's like if you were like myself, Victoria or Joel, and you've been doing this for like months, years, you're never going to introduce these foods back in because I don't know about yourself, Victoria, but for me, I have experimented in the past. I have added the foods back in that I used to
Oh,
eat
I
the
have, yeah.
berries, the
Hmm.
sweet potatoes, the rice,
Hmm.
and when I was completely detoxed, I could feel it. I could feel it within an hour
hmm,
straight away. The brain fog came back. I suffered like yourself, Joel. I suffered with my mental health for a very, very long time. I could feel those dark demons coming back. I could feel like I was getting depressed. I could feel the inflammation coming back. I could feel the joint pain getting coming back, the back pain. And I was like, whoa, this is not good. And it was the same with dark chocolate. I was into dark chocolate a lot. And I used to have the 99% dark chocolate. And I was like, okay, this is not gonna have any issues until I read the ingredients. And when I looked at the ingredients, it had seed oil in it. And this is when I was like, oh, why am I getting these massive headaches? Why do I feel like aggressive? Why am I getting anxious about things? Why am I getting small things just get to me? And I was like, oh my God, like you can't trust anything anymore.
you can.
You can't, you literally can't trust anything. It's
Yeah.
just like you have to just stick to what we've been known for a very, very long time, and that's just go back to nature.
Yeah.
Go back to nature as quick as possible.
Yeah, I feel like one of the issues right now as regards like when people don't want to even like give this lifestyle a try or they're stuck in their old ways. I feel like the more we trying to enlighten people, the more the food industry too are going so hard. Like they go really, really hard like to make sure people are still stuck because
Mm,
being on this lifestyle is more like, or if you were trying to influence people positively about this lifestyle, this industries are going like really hard to still like increase this ingredients to keep people stocked. This don't forget this is a chemical induced substances like
Yes.
for your chocolates for
Hmm.
like most of those meals like they go hard, they spend billions of dollars like trying to increase this ingredient just to keep people stocked. It's just like
Hmm.
someone that is addicted to heroin. There is sometimes they go to rehabilitation, they still go back to what they are addicted to. So like it's
Hmm.
very, very, very crazy where like we are trying to tell people that this is the way to go. This is your brain consists of fat. There is nothing like about we're trying to enlighten people about cholesterol, but let's not forget that there's $1 billion industry that goes really hard on commercials, that goes really hard on the ingredients. And the more people like consume this product, is hard for us to like even try to convince them
mm,
because many people their taste bud is so messed up. Like even the brain is wired, and like you said, they are addicted to it.
mm,
They are addicted to that lifestyle. But it's just like when people don't get sick, they probably don't realize that. You see, most of the clients you might coach have gotten to that breaking point to
mm,
say maybe it's an embarrassing situation where they are overweight and they're saying, okay, I think I need to give this a shot. But I usually tell people you don't have to get to that point where you're sick, you're inflamed, or
mm,
you have like diabetes or you're pre-diabetic before you know that you need to like go back to nature.
mm,
Nature has provided everything for mankind, and not just like. And one thing that makes me appreciate the diet or the carnivore lifestyle is not just even about the food; it's the simplicity that comes with it.
mm,
You know,
Yeah.
you eat red meat. You know, like aside just eating meat, I need to get sunlight. I need to ground myself.
mm,
I need to go to the gym. I need to exercise. It's a whole lot of
mm,
things that encompasses this lifestyle. It's not just the way of eating alone. That's is the kind I call it a lifestyle. You know, it teaches you discipline. It teaches you like how to stand your ground.
mm,
Like you get on this lifestyle and you're very, very conscious. You know, you go out there, you're reading labels.
mm,
You know, you're looking at it like I've just got seed or you drop it. It keeps it back. You realize that like like I can eat and I don't really need a lot of like spices and all of those things. Returns your state of mind back into like the way nature has intended it to be, and that's what me I like about this lifestyle. I love the fact that it's simple, is it changes everything about you. You're that man that wakes up and just know like, okay, I need to like fast today. I
Mm,
need to like, because that's discipline.
mm,
Some people can do without like snacking or eating back to back, but you can go hours without even eating. You can strip it back and say, today I think I want to get into that autophagy stage. I just want to renew my cells.
mm,
And you see this energy burst you get. Sometimes I'm like, even at work, you become an inspiration to every other
mm,
person because they getting peaks out, they getting everything, and they offer you, said you're good.
mm,
It gives them this impression. They know like this is junk. They know this is processed food. They know it's not good for
Yes.
them. But you
Yes.
become an example to others.
Yes.
You become a motivation to others. That's what I'm saying. Like for me, like even if you don't, if you think like you can't do this, for me to be able to say, I'm gonna strip it back and this is how I want to live, it's still surprising to everybody around me.
mm,
Especially coming from like an African background where we have like loads of delicacies.
mm,
I'm a very good chef. I can cook anything. Like I could cook like our own delicacies. I can cook everything.
mm,
Like, but now you people that know me know that I'm a very good chef, and they be asking, so you mean you're not gonna have this meal again? You're just gonna be eating meat alone? I'm like, yes. Then that raises a question, like, for you to switch back to this thing, sometimes it seems like you don't know what you're doing when you say you just want to eat only meat.
mm,
It seems like you don't know what you're doing. Like, what's wrong with you?
mm,
Like, are you okay?
mm,
Because every time I go out there, the only thing I hear is red meat is bad for you. That's the thing I still like. If I get into a conversation, they still argue like red meat is bad for you.
mm.
But I tell them like, you know me before now. You know me some months ago. You can see me. You see sometimes you see me. You say, "Oh, you're looking very good." So if red meat is bad for me for almost a year now, I'd not complain to you. You are still like taking pills. You're still taking paracetamol for headaches, joint pains, and stuff like that. But I'll go to the gym instead of me being sore. I still go to the gym again. You know, so I feel like we're living testimonies or living examples to this
That's what
life.
that's what it
Yes.
comes down
Yes.
to. Like at the end of
So,
the day, these people can go on and on and on and say that it's harmful, it's going to lead to
but
a heart
but they're
attack.
still
But
gonna
it's
come
like
back. Trust me, they're still gonna come back because
absolutely, because
they're still gonna come back.
like you said earlier about people only will only turn to this lifestyle, if you want to call it, when they become desperate. And that's the unfortunate thing. When people become really, really desperate and they're asking God for help, they're like, I'll do anything. I'll do absolutely anything.
Exactly.
Tell me what I need to do. But they still won't eat this way because the doctors will convince them that high cholesterol will lead to a heart attack. You're better off being on the medication.
Exactly.
This is the problem. This is the problem that we're going through, because this is what really, really frustrates me at the moment, is that every second person that you speak to or you look at, you can clearly see they're in a bad way. They're metabolically unhealthy. I can guarantee they're on supplements. They're on the doctor's waiting list. They're waiting to be looked after. They're probably going to get surgery. The list goes on and on and on. Everybody in the world is on some sort of medication, and it's like
Yes.
when these people say to you, well, hang on, you're just eating meat. Like you said, Joel, yeah, I'm just eating meat, but I haven't been sick in 5 years. I haven't been
Exactly.
sick. So how can you possibly say that what I'm eating is going to harm me when you're the one that we're in flu season at the moment? Everybody around me at the moment has the flu. Even my partner Linda and my daughter Katie, they have the flu. And I'm always saying to them, like, listen, I live in the same house as you. How come I don't have the flu? And I haven't had the flu in 5 years. And
Yeah.
everybody keeps on saying that if you touch off somebody, you're going to get the flu. Well, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but
Yeah.
you have to look at what you're putting into your body, because
Exactly.
everybody goes on about vitamin C. We all know how important vitamin C is, don't we, in the flu season?
Of
Well,
course.
Well, how come I don't take any vitamin C?
That's what I told
It's like,
like tell me like I'm gonna have like because I had to put a video out there when somebody told me like how do you get your vitamin C in? What you're gonna get scurvy or you're gonna you're gonna feel bad because you need vitamin C. And I'm like, if you are LD, like some things you don't need when you're LD. You get me? Like when you're sick, that's when you need pills for sickness. When
mm,
you're LD, you're LD because I thought everything you need, because it's just very simple. Like everything you need is in animal-based diet. Like everything you need to thrive is there. So you rather like want to go get supplement to supplement it,
mm.
why you can just pop up your red meat in your air fryer and just fry yourself. Like
This is what I just don't understand because I just see this in the industry at the moment. Everybody is just confusing carnivore, in my opinion. Everybody's using the high fat, and I'm not saying there's nothing against that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but I'm just saying that people are just making this so complicated. Because when you think about it, when we look back in our ancestor days, these people would have went out and hunted their kill. They would have
of
went
course,
out and killed the animals. But there would have been other days where these people would have went days without eating food. So this is where we talk about fasting. So again,
exactly.
it's a natural thing. You know what I mean? It's completely natural. And that's what I do. I teach my body some days I'm going off how I'm feeling and I'm just sticking to what suits my body. But there are days when I'm like, you know what? Okay, I don't feel like I need to eat today.
Yeah, and it
And
comes
I'm
like
completely
comes
and it just comes
naturally. Like
natural. Just
it
comes
comes
natural.
naturally. Yeah,
Yeah. There's
because
no, I'm not in that fight or flight situation where I have to get up in the morning, I have to think about my breakfast, or I have to think it's 1 o'clock, I have to eat. No, my body's telling me everything's okay. You're nice and relaxed. When you're ready to eat, you're ready
it
to eat. But that's
exactly.
it. But that's it. It's just
Because
natural.
I've been at work one day and I'm like just I'm in a fasted state where I'm just even just I didn't just take anything to work. I just felt like, man, I'm not even hungry. I can because my body knows how to like tap energy from where the source it can tap it from because I'm fat adapted now. So like most of the time I try to put my body into like that test. Then I'm at work, like I'm somewhere and right in front of me, somebody has had like 4 meals already. And my energy is still on the roof. And I'm like, I don't like to impose my diet on someone. I'm like, so I asked this lady, like, you've eaten like 4 times. Is it like you're getting hungry all the time? Or why is it that like you've been eating and eating and eating? So like I just get hungry. I'm like, that's a problem.
Mm,
That's not normal. Like for you to eat
Mm-hmm.
like 4 times
mm,
Yeah.
in a day, like that's not normal. Because I could eat like 2 times and I'll be filled. Like I don't even need to eat much.
mm.
Like right now, it's not about how big it is on my plate. It's about how I could eat like a big stick, but that could be like 1 meal a day, and it keeps
Yeah.
me like full for long.
Yeah, and that's the question I would love to ask. We'll touch a little bit on this because you're probably aware of this, Joel. We're seeing a lot of carnivores now going towards they're bringing back in carbohydrates, and I'm always asking myself. I would love to ask the question, just why? Like why do you feel you need to add these foods back in?
For
Because
me,
this is what it comes down to. If you have a reason why you have to add sugar back into your diet like carbohydrates, then surely that addiction was never gone in the first place.
yeah,
Because this is
and
where we sorry, Joel, just one more thing. And
yeah,
this is where we talk about and this is why I don't like the word cured in the carnivore space. Because for me, you're putting your problems into remission. Those problems can come back very, very quickly if you add those carbohydrates back in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I don't like when I hear people saying that I put my problem, I've cured my problems, it's never going to happen again. Rubbish. If I went back to being on carbohydrates tomorrow,
it's gonna come back.
all my symptoms are going to return, every single one of them, and I'm in trouble, and I'm going to need someone to help me to get out of that because it took me a long, long time to get carbohydrates out of my life. A long time. You're talking about 6 months. If I ever go back down that route again, where my mental health struggled,
Mm-hmm.
I would be in serious trouble. That's just for me personally.
Yeah, for me, I just feel like I know the reason why I got into this diet. And for me, people adding carbs or trying to like polish the diet. For me, when I got into this lifestyle or when I started researching about it, I saw the carnivore diet as a very simple healing tool. It's not because these days I see I'm not against people that have like different recipes on carnivore, but for me, I keep it like very, very 100%. The power of red meat. That's like for me, I could incorporate fish, I could do other animal based food into it, but I still don't underemphasize what the red meat can do.
Mm,
So when I see people like doing different recipes, they do it for different reasons. But the reason why I got into this diet is because I know like the carnivore diet is a healing tool. So I'm gonna keep it strict, not like strict, but I keep it the way it was intended to be by not introducing carbohydrates into it. You see a lot of influencers because the thing is this: the truth is scary and the truth is very bitter, and you don't get a lot of like applause when you are not when you dare to be different.
mm,
You don't get a lot of like probably like that clout
mm,
or that numbers, so to say, when you
mm,
stick to the truth.
mm,
So I feel like the reason why most people, those people that are talking about carbohydrates, know the truth. They know the carnivore diet doesn't. You don't reintroduce carbs to anything. You don't have any business to do with carbohydrates.
Yes, I
mm,
agree.
It's just meat. Like if
Hmm.
you look at it from the standpoint of me wanting to heal my body, wanting to get rid of inflammation, wanting to get rid of the brain fog, wanting to get rid of the joint pains, the arthritis, the PCOS, bringing back menstrual cycle, red meat, salt, water
mm,
Hmm.
brings back
Yes.
healing into your body.
mm,
Do it for 90 days and you're going to get healing.
mm,
But the moment you start like reintroducing carbohydrates to it, you already you start to feed your body with, this thing breaks down into sugar, and sugar is ultimately the enemy of the body. There is nothing you can tell me because I've healed all my diseases, I'm going to
mm,
reintroduce carbohydrate.
mm, mm.
You've healed up your diseases, so you're introducing your diseases or your ailments back into your body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
Uh,
simple.
and can I just add as well that yes, you want to remove the carbohydrates, but like you said at the beginning, Joe, I think it's better you do this in phases because you have to understand that you have a problem in the first place. And if you're coming from a carb lifestyle, which is what we all went through, every single one of us went through this, it's not going to happen overnight. So it's like if you do it, it's going to be a massive, massive shock to the system. You see what's going on in the world at the moment. This is why people can't stick to diets. They've been told that you need to do this. You need to be on a low calorie diet. If you want to get in shape, if you want to get healthy, you need to be on a low calorie diet. So everybody's excited. You'll see it in January. Everybody's going to be excited after Christmas. We're getting into the new year. I'm going on holidays in the summer. I'm going to work towards that. But then they end up losing it. Whereas
Yeah.
when you go on carnivore, it helps relieve that stress.
Hmm.
So what happens is over time, it eliminates the addiction over time because that's where I want to get the information. I want to get the information from the clients. Let's say they're coming from a carb lifestyle. I would never say to them at the very, very beginning, get rid of the carbohydrates.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, let's change it to like clean carbohydrates like rice and sweet potatoes and let's start from there. But then as they get deeper into the carnivore diet and they're eating more fat and more protein, because I always say to them, eat this first,
Hmm.
the meat first. Then what happens is it send a signal to the brain saying, you know what, I'm full, I'm good. So
Exactly.
that's what you need to learn from. And then usually after about 4 to 6 weeks, they're asking me the questions and they're saying, Mark, I don't think I need the carbohydrates anymore. Bingo.
Hmm.
Bingo. That's exactly what I want to hear. And then another 6 weeks later, all they're doing is they're focusing on just fruits and veggies. And same thing, I'll say to them, like, don't eat the fruit and veggies first, just eat the meat. Again, it's going straight to the brain saying, I'm full. I'm getting really, really full here. And then I'm waiting for information. They're getting back to me and saying, I don't think I need the fruit anymore. I don't think I need the vegetables anymore. I can feel my digestion getting better. My brain fog is gone.
Hmm.
I'm more alert. I've got so much energy. I'm not struggling to get up out of bed anymore. I'm jumping up out of bed. I'm not, and that's when I'll ask them the question. Okay, well, why would you go back and add these foods back in?
Exactly, exactly.
You know
It's
what I mean?
very it's pretty much straightforward. Like you said, your approach is very, very. I'm not saying like you're coming from like that state of addiction where you're already used to carbohydrates. It's different from like a
Yes.
client you're working with.
Mm,
Then
That
that
state
inf-
addiction.
that influencer comes from somewhere and starts reintroducing carbohydrate. It makes it worse because you have a lot of like following. So it makes like the message a little bit like contradictory to each other.
mm,
Where like you see some carnivores introducing like so many other things to it, calling it animal based. But first of all, the reason why like you and I are here is to help people to transform their lives,
mm,
and using the right approach to it. You are not saying get rid of the carbohydrates immediately, but using that approach to say on the long term, your brain is going to tell you like you really don't need this anymore. And the way you start feeling, because when I got on this, it was me, like I told you I didn't go straight into it. It was just me eliminating it like one step at a time. And that's the approach you used because I would go for sweet potatoes, a little bit of rice. Then at a point, once I eat the meat and probably like the eggs, I'm full already.
mm,
So like the way my brain works is like I really don't need all this other stuff. And even when I eat like rice back in the day, I get to start getting hungry again because
mm,
I crash like because of the carbs make me hungry.
mm,
So I'm going to like start looking for food. But I notice like once I eat just the meats and the eggs, I'm full for a long time.
mm,
So
mm,
you don't want to go back and say you don't want to be eating like 5 times in a day because like once I eat carbs, I'm going back to like eating like maybe 4 times in a day.
mm.
And your liver starts storing the sugar and boom.
And see, that's another reason you have to understand why you're eating 5 times a day. Like, what?
Yes.
Why do you eat your breakfast in the morning and then suddenly 2 hours later you're hungry again, and then
Exactly.
2 hours hungry you're hungry again? Do you not stop and think to yourself, okay, why is this happening to me? You know what I
It's the
mean? Because this is what
insulin.
yeah, this is why I try and educate people that you're
Mhm.
constantly you're going. It's like this all the
It's
time.
the
You're having
insulin
a
that is
crash.
making
Yeah,
you hungry.
and
Yes.
see
Yeah.
that, and see that's what sugar does. It lightens up
Mhm.
the brain. You have sugar coming in, but then it eventually wears off, and then you get this fight or flight situation.
Mhm.
Your body's telling you, okay, listen, you're panicking. You need to get more sugar, and then
Hmm.
another 2 hours you need to get more sugar. So you're constant in this fight or
Yeah.
flight situation. You're not
Absolutely.
allowing your body, just like we mentioned about our ancestral days where we went out and hunted or kill, but we didn't just go out and hunt to kill and be starving. We were kind of in a good situation. We were nice and relaxed. We did it at the right pace. And
Yeah.
then when we were
Yeah.
ready to cut the animal up and then
Hmm.
sit around the fire, everybody was nice and relaxed. And then
Yeah.
that's when we eat. That's when
You
we ate.
couldn't eat 5 times a day. It was
No,
impossible.
it
That's
was impossible.
it's modern day eating where insulin is spiked, and once the sugar is burned up and used up as energy or stored as fat, the insulin is telling you eat again because I'm here and I'm ready to work. So
Yeah.
once carnivore just levels that all out.
And when you
That's
look at the
yeah,
when you look at the calorie model, this is what people go on about all calories are
yeah.
created equal. It's complete rubbish because when you look at, let's say, let's talk about this, right? So let's say you had, say, I don't know, maybe let's say 200 grams of sweet potatoes. Okay, no,
Hmm.
I don't know what that is in calories. Let's say around 600 calories, and you have the same amount of calories coming from a steak. Now, a lot of people will say, don't go near the steak because the calories it will contain a lot of fats. And when we
Mm.
look at the fat model, for every 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories. So if you have if you're having 200 grams of, or say 300 grams of steak, and you have a good amount of fat on it, if it contains 9 calories per gram, then yeah, obviously when we look at a maths equation, it's going to be very, very high. And then
Absolutely.
when we look at the carbohydrate model, where we know there's only 4 calories per gram, again when we look at the maths, yes, from a maths equation it makes sense. but you
Yeah,
need to understand how this food is going to impact your body.
absolutely.
And like what Victoria said, if we eat the sweet potato, this is going to lead to insulin being elevated.
Yeah,
So this is when you're going to need to eat again two
again.
hours later.
Hmm.
Whereas if you eat the steak, you probably won't have to eat again for the rest of the day. You're
Exactly.
done. So, like, how can you possibly say that the steak and the sweet potato, there's a difference in calories, or either they're the same in calories? They're
You,
not the same.
yeah, they're not even the
They're
same.
not. They impact the body the different way.
You know, when you even look at the nutrient density of this, but the comparison, like, there's no basis for comparison comparing a sweet potato to red meat. When you look at the nutrient density, like, there's no basis of comparison, and that's why, like, on the carnivore diet, you don't even care about macros, calories, and all of those things. We just care about what this food is going to do in my body.
Mm, mm.
Like, every bite of steak is pure fuel. Like, so comparing, there's no how you introduce carbs into your body system. It's going to elevate your insulin, like, it's going to spike your blood sugar, and
Mm.
that's where people get it wrong. And I'm just surprised that, like, most people that knows this truth are going back to reintroducing it or telling people about it. I don't know whatever they're trying to achieve with that, but we all know, like, this is the proper way to eat. This is the way to fuel your body. You don't need carbs for no reason. And
And
when
can
these
I?
people even talk about it, like, I see how they spit in, like, this bullshit with confidence is, like, really
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah, yeah. And isn't it amazing that we know the calorie model works as long as you're on a low calorie diet and you're training on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only speak for myself. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I was miserable. I didn't like going to the gym on a regular basis. I didn't like doing the cardio. I didn't like restricting myself every single day. I was miserable.
Yeah, you
I
would be
could
miserable.
miserable. You might have looked at me, and I've said this before. Like in the past, you would have looked at me and I would have had the abs and I was ripped to shreds, but inside, I could not wait to stop doing this diet. Couldn't wait. And at the weekend, I would have to binge it. I'd have to binge every couple of weeks because I just couldn't maintain this for a long period of time.
No, it's
I
not
just couldn't.
sustainable. It's not
Just
sustainable.
couldn't.
The,
And
the
and
calorie in, calorie out shit is outdated. Like, people
it's
need to wake
crazy.
up. It's
It's
outdated.
honestly it's destroying people because you can. The way I see it is this: if it works the way people say it works, well then why do you give up eventually and put the weight back on?
Exactly.
Like why? And if the calorie model works, then why is the half the world on Ozempic?
I
Yeah,
was even going to
good
talk about
question.
that right now. Like, people think because people, before they get on Ozempic or the Monjaro kind of thing, they've tried, like, calories in, calories out model. It never worked for them.
Yeah,
And even if you go on this on the Ozempic thing, how is it even sustainable?
yeah,
The moment you stop it, you're gonna put on that weight back.
yeah.
Well, we're talking about something that keeps you, like, the same shape, just gets you better, strengthens you, like, all day long, and it keeps going like that. You don't need to worry about nothing, because like, there's no way you're gonna put on those fat or put on those weight anymore, because you've cut off, like, all the nonsense, like, that makes you. It's even funny how people like to go through, like, like, taking a Zempic got its own side effect, and they still want to go for it.
Mm. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It's just
It's like
really.
you can see that this is harming people. You can see that it's hurting people, but they don't care. They
Yeah,
don't
well,
Yeah,
care.
people
they'll find
people
out
just like
because it's
going through the
that's just going to
shortcut.
get worse. It's just going
Yeah.
to get worse.
But it
Um,
really is. It's such a shame that when people are really struggling, they'll do whatever it takes, no matter what it is. They'll do whatever it takes to fix the problem, and that's where we're heading at the moment, unfortunately.
except eat intelligently.
Mm.
Unfortunately. Joel, I want to ask you a question. You mentioned early in the program that you had started a group of people that you encouraged to try carnivore. Is that group still in existence? Do you use that still?
I just it was back then when we created a WhatsApp group, but I have, like, three people still sticking to the diet as I speak,
Mm-hmm.
but the other ones are not fully carnivore. But the good thing is, I have the awareness that I need to cut off, like, ultra processed foods, I need to cut off like sugar. I need to cut off like every other thing. I still like talk to them, and I still. So most of them that are not fully into carnivore would be on probably low carbohydrates, which I still feel like, well, it's still a win when you get rid of the seed oils and you know like this is not good for me. You
Yeah.
know, some of them are not even put on, they're still maintaining like the weight loss they shared. And
Hmm.
but like a few people are not fully carnivore, but so like two of them are fully into it. I'm proud of them, like they're still locked in because like like the lady that stopped having bleeding gums, she's still carnivore. She still texted me like 2 days ago that she's reached that goal in terms of weight loss.
Mm.
Like she's 70 on the dot, and she's that's like almost like 8 months into it, and she's sticking to it. She likes the simplicity of the diet.
Yes.
You know, she like so like I'm proud of her. And someone else like, you see what, that's what we are talking about. There is this guy that was in the group. He fell back, then he got very sick as a result of like poor LD or poor diet, because after the 30-day challenge he went back into the things he used to eat. So the doctor had told him that you need to, even the doctor had told him you need to increase your protein.
Really?
You need to cut off like sugary stuff. Then he reached out
Right.
to me. He said, how can he get back on this thing? Because before he went into the hospital, he realized he was feeling much more better. But the
Hmm.
moment he stopped the challenge, then the moment he went back, he
Hmm.
gained like the belly fat increased and all of those things. But the good thing is this, why he got motivated was he saw that I am still locked in,
Mm,
and we were almost around the same weight as when we started. But right now, it's seen that my energy level in the gym has increased. Like everything about me is changed. I got leaner. I got brighter, sharper, and you can see for yourself. Like I begin to like preach the gospel every time. I try to like enlighten people through my content and all of these things. The reason why I do this, that thing that I do, is because of the conviction I have towards it. That's why like I try to spread the message about it, because
mm,
like you'll be surprised that how like your message can resonate with someone out there, not just one time, but once they see the consistency of what you do and they see how far you've gone in this lifestyle, it begin to like convince them like, I think this guy is actually right about these things.
mm,
Yeah.
Because the world is beginning to like understand that like energy drinks, processed foods are crap. I
mm,
was at work one day and somebody was thinking, okay, I want to have this chicken since you're carnivore. Then it was like a chicken from one of them supermarket like Tesco. Then I told her to bring it. Chicken had almost 15 ingredients. So some people just feel like when you want to carnivore is about animal food or anything,
mm,
you need to know the right way to do these things properly. It's not
mm,
about eating chicken, it's not about eating like
Hmm.
animal
mm,
based food.
mm,
You can still go for chicken and still get those autoimmune
Yeah.
issues
Get the
mm,
junk. Hmm.
from
mm,
seed oil. Chicken has like seed oil,
mm,
maltodextrin, sugar, and I'm
mm.
like, what are these people doing to
Yeah.
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 people? Why?
Yeah,
Adulterated.
I just asked them the question like, listen, turn that packet around. Can you
Mhm.
tell me what all these ingredients are in this food? And
Like
they'll always turn around and say, no, I haven't got a clue. And I'm like, well, why are you eating it?
Yeah.
exactly because
Like,
chicken is
why
chicken.
are you like why are you eating a chicken from what I know just has one ingredient,
So
and it's
that's why
pretty
like
much protein.
people like us needs to like keep doing what we're doing to help people do it the right way. Because you can think it's just about getting sticks. You might not get healed from any autoimmune issues if you do it
Mm,
the wrong way.
mm.
It's not about popping your stick into your grill and think you're having fun eating like red meat. It's about doing it the right way and just getting the right nutrients. It's
That's what it all comes down to. Because like you, Joel, I'm at a stage now where I just got fed up with talking to people about it. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and then people are just going to ask me questions, and this is what I'm happening at the moment. People are seeing how I'm actually in really reasonably shape in the gym. I'm lifting strong weights. I'm going into the gym. I'm training intense, and people are coming over to me and saying, "Geez, you train really, really hard. You're in amazing shape. Can you tell me what you're doing?" And then when they ask me the questions, I'm like, "I can tell you what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure you won't do it." And they're like, "Well, try me, because I'll try anything at this stage." And I'm telling you, I'm like, "You won't do it." And they're like, "Try me." Okay. And I said, "Well, okay, you need to eliminate the processed food. That means you need to eliminate the alcohol, all the sweet things that needs to go." And then the first thing they'll say to me is, "Oh, I don't think I can do that." I'm
Exactly.
like,
That's what you
I'm
hear.
like, well, there you go. Like, why did you ask me? And especially at this time of the year, like
Oh,
I was
this
owning the
time of
shop.
the year.
I was owning the shop there earlier on. I was in my local shop earlier on, and they have all these stalls where they're doing like cooking apples dipped in chocolates, sweets, bars of chocolates everywhere. Everywhere I was walking, it was literally in your face. And I was looking at all the kids, and all I could see them was walking around with something in their hands. Either it was a sweet, it was
Yeah.
chocolate, it was a
It's
shake. There
constant. It's
was
constant eating.
it was in the child's hands.
Hmm.
I didn't see
That's the
one. I
generation
didn't see
kids are
one
raising.
child. Yeah, I didn't see one child walking around the store with nothing in their hands. And then I could see the line of kids
Mm.
queuing up to see Father Christmas. And again, the same thing.
Hmm.
They were all
Yeah. Well,
chewing on a bar of
it's
chocolate.
especially that time of
It
year.
was
Even
literally in
parents
your
these days,
face.
like you get to see some parents hardly even give their kids water to drink. It's
Mhm.
always sugary drink all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Like
like,
at home, they don't even give them water to drink. Just drink water. It's from
Yeah.
yeah,
fruit shoots
Same.
to this and that. And you see
yeah,
this kid begin to develop ADHD. They're beginning to get
Hmm.
too hyper. They don't get they don't get to like concentrate in school because of what these
yeah,
parents are feeding them with.
Yeah.
yeah,
You go to the hospital, it's the
And they get
same thing.
fatty liver.
It's the same
Um,
thing. Even in the hospital, like the shops around there, you can't even get
oh,
anything healthy
yes.
to eat.
That's a big issue. Oh, my
mm,
goodness. The
It's
hospitals are the
really
worst
crazy.
place to eat. Yeah.
So now you're telling me like so the government doesn't know like the truth.
mm,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
They know.
So
They
you
know.
know where I'm
They
supposed to
don't
get
care.
my healing from. I'm already getting sick already.
Mm. Oh, they're
So
making money on
uh,
that.
are
it's
you gonna
criminal. It's
believe what your
criminal.
doctor tells you or what somebody who has tried this thing is telling you?
Mm.
Mm,
And millions of people out there that has tried this way of life, but people are very comfortable in their old ways and they're stuck in it.
Yes. Comfort.
mm,
That's
That's
that's the
the
thing.
issue.
They're so comfortable in their old ways. Even when they get sick, they're still comfortable in their old ways. You see
mm,
people in the hospital, even be on their sick bed, they still have like a big bottle of Coke.
mm.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's
Well,
It's
criminal.
they'll get
crazy.
that in
Honestly,
the hospital
it's
too. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I want to ask you, Joel, please, about your Instagram account. I know you talk about the carnivore diet there. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how we can find you on Instagram?
Oh yeah, my Instagram is at That Carnivore Man.
Mm-hmm.
Across all social media platform,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, Instagram,
TikTok. Mm-hmm.
yeah, That Carnivore Man, Instagram. Then which other
Mm-hmm.
one? I think YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have a website like coming very soon where I can just like post stuff. So it's gonna be www.thatcarnivoreman.com.
Oh, you got the domain.
Mm.
Yeah, I got the domain
Good.
already.
Excellent.
Yeah, I got the domain already. Trying to like secure the domain.
Good. Go ahead and use it. Get
Yeah,
that
definitely.
information out there. That's
Yeah,
great.
still working on it. And I
Lovely.
have a book coming out soon though.
No, really? Tell
Yeah,
us.
I'm writing something on the diet. The title of the book is called That Carnivore Man.
Amazing. Amazing.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not
Good.
like about me though. It's who that carnival
Yes.
man is. Yeah. So
Excellent. We're looking
yeah,
forward to
first
that.
I'm spinning out the information here first.
Yeah, let us know when that comes out. We'll put that in the description of this video.
No worries at all.
Wow. Well, it's
Yeah.
been so nice talking to you.
Thank you very
And
much for having me.
wonderful, wonderful topics. You've covered so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we wish you all the best, Joel, and keep making a difference in the world. You're definitely
Thank
making
you
a
so
difference. And
much.
we
Absolutely.
when your book comes out, we'll definitely get you on the podcast, and
Yes,
we'll try
we'll
and publish it
promote
for you.
that.
Oh,
Hmm.
thank you so much. And thanks for having me on this wonderful show. It's such
Our
a rare
pleasure.
privilege. I appreciate it.
Wonderful. Well,
No
thank
problem at
you.
all. No problem at all, buddy. Speak soon.
All right.
Okay, yes, we'll see you again. Thank you,
All right.
Joel.
Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Bye.